Before we move in, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss stories that celebrate real grit, culture, and transformation. And tell me in the comments, should Vietnam's most inspiring beauty queen have won Miss Universe? By the end of this video, you'll have plenty to say. There are success stories, and then there's hers. Today, she's one of the most recognizable faces in Vietnam, a national icon with global reach. But not long ago, she was a teenager who cleaned houses, served food, and took any job she could find just to survive. When she was crowned Miss Universe Vietnam, critics mocked her. Her deep, golden skin and short pixie cut didn't match the country's traditional beauty standards. Then she walked onto the Miss Universe stage, shattered expectations, and finished in the top 5, the first Vietnamese contestant ever to do it. Overnight, she became a symbol of pride and possibility. This is the story of Hen Nye, the Miss Universe Vietnam winner whose life changed a country's conversation about beauty, identity, and what it means to succeed. Hen Nye was born in 1992 into the Raid ethnic minority in Dak Lak, a mountainous province in Vietnam's Central Highlands. Her family, like many in their community, lived off the land. Work meant early mornings in the fields, harvesting crops under a hard sun, and learning the rhythms of a life where money was scarce and opportunities rarer still. In her village, tradition expected girls to marry young, often in their mid-teens, and settle into family life quickly. Education wasn't the priority, survival was. But Hen decided to rewrite the script. At age 14, with whispers encouraging her to leave school and accept marriage, she chose the opposite. She chose the classroom. "I couldn't possibly get a husband at that time," she once said. "I had to follow my dreams." Her family couldn't afford tuition or city life. So she worked. She did what it took to stay in school. As a teenager, she moved to Ho Chi Minh City and became a domestic helper and nanny while studying business finance at the College of Foreign Economic Relations. She served food in small eateries, cleaned houses, and looked after children, any job that paid, then went to class. Vietnamese was her second language, which made finding good student jobs hard. While her classmates tutored for extra income, she went door to door offering to cook, sweep, and do laundry. Years later, she remembered one family telling her, "We've never been so satisfied with any housemaid before." It was a small sentence, but to her it meant everything: dignity in work, pride in effort. When she returned home during harvest seasons, she still worked the fields with her parents. The city hadn't made her soft, it taught her discipline. And discipline is what opened the next door. On a routine day that didn't feel routine, a fashion designer spotted her and asked if she'd consider modeling. The industry valued height and presence. She had both. Modeling didn't just help her pay tuition, it offered a path. She began training, learning runway technique, posture, and the tiny details that separate a good walk from a great one. In 2015, she competed on Vietnam's Next Top Model and made the top 9. She didn't win, but the experience did something more important. It gave her self-belief. For the next 2 years, she worked non-stop. She took every opportunity to learn: catwalk camps, photo shoots, speech coaching, fitness. When she applied for Miss Universe Vietnam 2017, many thought she was out of her depth. The pageant scene favored a very traditional look: long, glossy hair, pale skin, delicate features. She had a pixie cut and deep bronze skin, the beauty of the Central Highlands. What happened next changed everything. In 2017, Hen Nye won Miss Universe Vietnam. She was the first beauty queen from an ethnic minority to take the crown. She was also the first to do it wearing short hair, with radiant dark skin and a body that looked strong, athletic, and modern. It was a milestone for pageants in Vietnam, and a shock. Old-school critics said she didn't look Vietnamese enough. Racist comments appeared online. "I got made fun of so much that it became normal," she admitted later. But she didn't flinch. She doubled down on who she was. The victory prize paid off her family's debt. Then she did something else that set her apart. She donated her entire cash prize to charity. She returned to Dak Lak to support education projects in her village, helping build libraries and creating pathways for children, especially girls, to study beyond primary school. It wasn't a publicity stunt. It was a promise to the girl she used to be. In late 2018, she represented Vietnam at Miss Universe in Bangkok, Thailand. If you weren't following the pageant world, you heard her name then. Hen Nye made the Miss Universe Top 5, the first Vietnamese woman ever to reach that level. Her pixie cut made her stand out. Her deep gold complexion glowed under the lights. Her walk, honed across hundreds of shoots and shows, was flawless. Swimsuit, evening gown, interviews, she delivered. But the moment that defined her was a simple answer in the final Q&A. Asked about her dream, she didn't speak in cliches. She spoke about poverty, about breaking cycles, about girls who feel that marriage at 14 is their only path. She spoke about education, courage, and the belief that you are more than your circumstances. It wasn't just a good answer, it was her life in 1 minute. The audience heard it. The judges heard it. Vietnam heard it. Even without the Miss Universe crown, she came home as a winner. Back in Ho Chi Minh City, crowds greeted her at the airport like a football star returning from a World Cup run. She had put Vietnam on the global pageant map in a new way. She didn't just match international standards, she expanded them. Short hair and brown skin were no longer risks. They were beauty. Her journey wasn't without hurt. During Miss Universe, an Instagram Live with Miss USA Sarah Rose Summers showed contestants laughing about rivals' English, including Hen S. The clip went viral. Many expected a fiery response. It never came. She didn't clap back, she kept her focus. That grace, born of years of being underestimated, won her even more fans. After Miss Universe 2018, her modeling career exploded. She became one of the most in-demand models in Vietnam, gracing the covers of major magazines and opening shows at fashion weeks. Designers loved her walk and the way she could switch from couture elegance to athletic power in a heartbeat. Brands sought her out as an ambassador, not just for her look but for her story. Miss Universe Vietnam, Top 5 at Miss Universe, Eid role model, self-made success. Today, Hen Nye is more than a Miss Universe Vietnam winner. She's a brand, a philanthropist, a speaker, a symbol. She still models and acts, still appears at fashion shows and on magazine covers. But when she has a platform, she uses it. She's spoken about financial literacy for working women, the importance of sleep and nutrition for students, and why speaking imperfect English, or imperfect Vietnamese, should never stop you from trying. That mix of confidence and vulnerability, glamour and groundedness, is why she doesn't just have fans. She has followers who feel seen. If you're a fan of Miss Universe Vietnam, or Vietnamese fashion, you know how rare it is for a contestant to transcend the competition. Hen did. She inspired a wave of contestants in Asia and beyond to cut their hair short, embrace their natural skin tone, and own their distinct beauty. She showed national directors and judges that authenticity beats conformity every time. Search the pageant forums and you'll find contestants citing her as an influence. Search the runway recaps and you'll see designers mention her name when they talk about a show's energy shifting the room. Her story also raises an uncomfortable but necessary conversation in Vietnam. Who gets to be called beautiful, and why? For generations, pale skin meant privilege and protection from labor. Dark skin meant the opposite. Hen's rise didn't erase that history, but it did pry open the door. When a country's most famous beauty queen looks like the girls who work in the sun, the message lands on a million little hearts. That's cultural change. Is she perfect? No one is. Is her journey neat? It never was. But that's why it inspires. She isn't a fairy tale, she's proof. Proof that a poor girl from an ethnic minority village can become Miss Universe Vietnam. Proof that a housekeeper can become a national hero. Proof that education, persistence, and courage can change a life, and then a country. Now back to the question we opened with. Should she have won Miss Universe? On the night in Bangkok, she didn't take the crown. But crowns aren't the only measure. She made the top 5. She made history. And she made millions of people feel proud. In the years since, her influence has outlasted that year's winner in many ways. If Miss Universe is about empowering women, Hen Nye's legacy is exactly what the organization likes to claim. An empowered woman who empowers others. What's next for her? Expect more of the same, and more. More campaigns for girls' education, more libraries in rural areas, more scholarships tied to measurable outcomes, more partnerships with non-profits like Room to Read. Expect her to keep straddling worlds, high fashion and highlands, glossy shoots and muddy roads. Expect her to keep showing up where it matters, on stages, in schools, and at home. If her story moved you or made you rethink what beauty queen means, do 3 things before you go. First, like this video. It helps more people discover stories like Hen Nh's. Second, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss weekly deep dives into Miss Universe Vietnam, Vietnamese fashion and culture, and the global women who are changing the game. Third, drop your take in the comments. Should Hen Nye have won Miss Universe 2018? What part of her journey inspires you most? The Eid roots, the pixie cut, the top 5 finish, or her work in education? True beauty isn't a crown. It's character. It's showing up for people who need you. It's using your platform to lift others higher. Hen Nye taught a country that one walk, one answer, one library at a time. And that's why, crown or no crown, she will always shine like a queen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video with more stories that prove success is not about where you start. It's about how far you're willing to go.